guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jill. I am a brand new reborn artist taking you guys with me on my journey into reborning here on my YouTube channel and everything else reborn baby. And today I thought it would be fun to do a Q&A. You guys had so many questions to ask me and I'm really excited to answer them. And so without further ado, let's answer your guys' questions. And just to let you guys know, for those of you who are new, I've got my collection with me. This is my Reborn Darren. He's a cuddle baby by Tisha Moore of Dreams of Tiny Angels Nursery. He's like one of my favorite babies. And back here I have Reborn Skya by Olivia Bernard, and I also have Reborn Martin Prototype number 1 by Jacqueline Kramer. Okay, so first question. This one comes from, okay, I don't know how to pronounce the screen name. It's Noortjevdbout. I don't know. She wants to know, how did you come onto the idea to do reborns? Well, it started about probably like 4 years ago now. So I only just started making reborns. I'm a new artist who I started painting probably like January or February of this year, 2021. But it was 4 years ago that I first discovered reborns, and I think what was happening was, if I remember correctly, I was searching on the internet for a baby doll for my daughters. I have 2 daughters. And I came across these like really realistic ones, and I had heard of reborns before, and so I was like, oh, it's those weird dolls, you know, because that's like the general like reaction and thought around reborns is like they're weird to people. So I was like curious, you know, like, you know, when something's weird, it like spikes your curiosity and you want to like look into it even more. And so that's what I did. I started watching YouTube videos, and I was actually like really fascinated by them. I was like, whoa, there's so much more to reborns than I realized. And then one video led to another, and I ended up on that corner of YouTube where it's all the reborn artists who actually make them. And I was like, what, are you serious? At this point, I was just fully fascinated with reborns. I was like, oh, they're not weird, they're cool. And I was like, I want to make them. Like, I just was so intrigued. I was like, what is this mottling of the skin? They feel like real babies, like what? And so I really wanted to get one to see what it was like. But I knew before I even had one, I was like, I want to make them. So at that time in my life, I wasn't able to start any of the artistry with them. But what I did is I bought my first reborn. It was a mystery surprise reborn off eBay for like $80. And I remember I did an unboxing on my channel of it. And I was like so like intrigued with the mottling. I had to see it in person. And when I got it, I was just like, oh, whoa, like I could see the mottling. It was like so different than any other baby doll. Like it was just a whole new world. I was like really, really intrigued. And I wasn't able to be an artist. I didn't have money to go into anything at that time. So I just ended up kind of moving on and forgetting about the reborn thing for a while. We had moved. I had sold my doll in the process. And yeah, then come around, you know, the pandemic and everyone's quarantining at the end of 2020, and I ended up back on that corner of YouTube again, and it re-sparked how much I was infatuated with them and so fascinated by them. And so I was able to do everything that I wanted to this time. I ran into Shaylin Maxwell's A to Z Reborn course, and I decided to take it, and yeah, now we're here. My.Bubbas.Nest on Instagram would like to know if I will ever do a meetup. And I most certainly would love to do a meetup sometime in the future. maybe at a doll show, maybe like the Rose show, because I would love to go to that. And who knows, definitely would love to do meetups. I think that would be so fun to meet you guys. But I don't really know where I would do one other than a doll show. So if you guys have any ideas, maybe I could go down to Boston or something. I don't know. But that would probably be like a ways in the future. You know what I mean? But I would love to do that. And she would also like to know what made me start my YouTube channel. Well, back when I first discovered Reborns and I got my very first Reborn, I just was loving the box opening videos and I just really wanted to do one. I've been on YouTube for a really long time, going on like 7 years now. I had another channel, I had a family channel, and that channel was like my pride and joy. I put so much into it. I have so many vlogs on there. I have birth vlogs of my daughters. And when we used to full-time in our RV, we used to live in our RV, and it was some of the best times of my life, and I recorded a lot of it. So I had a family channel, and it even got us on a TV show called Expecting on UPtv. It was about the birth story of my first daughter, Melody, and yeah, so I ended up like kind of quitting that channel because, how do I say this? It just didn't really like align with who I am anymore. But I absolutely love having a channel. I love being a creator. I love being able to share stuff. I don't know, it's just like something that's in my blood. Like, I just love to do this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm definitely an entrepreneur. I've had a lot of different like business avenues, and it basically all boils down to I just want to be creative. I want to be able to create something and put it out into the world and like have fun with it, and if it makes me money, that's great. But even if it doesn't, it's just so fun for me. And so I wanted to do a box opening of my first Reborn and share it with you guys, and I did, and I think it's just really fun to see the reaction of like your very first time you ever see a Reborn, right? So I'll link that up in the corner somewhere so you guys can go watch that video if you want to. But I didn't think that I was actually gonna turn this into the channel that is today. But once I actually signed up for Shaylin Maxwell's A to Z Reborn course, I was like, oh my gosh, I should document me like learning how to be an artist, because it would just be interesting, I think, to like see how it goes, you know, like someone who knows nothing about being a Reborn artist, like figure it out, and like, you know, it could be like a good review of Shaylin's course and stuff, and I could bring her more business, like you never know. I thought it could be like really inspiring, or if anything, and I didn't do well, it would just be like funny and interesting to see me try and fail, like, you know, like it would just be interesting. And yeah, so I documented it, and it was fun, and I love sharing with you guys, and it turned out to be something that a lot of people were really interested in following and watching, and a lot of you guys said that it was really inspiring to you to see someone, another new artist out there. And yeah, I think it was probably one of the best ideas I ever did, and I feel really good being able to share this journey with you guys and inspire you guys, and, you know, make babies that are gonna bring love and joy to you guys. I mean, that's just the best feeling in the world, to be able to create something, put it out into the world, and know that it brings somebody joy. So yeah. So that's kind of why I started my YouTube channel. However I can spread joy, I'm gonna try to do it. Olivia's Reborn Nursery wants to know, how many babies do I want in my collection? Would you ever get a child or a toddler doll in your collection? And have you heard of silicone reborns? So yes, I have heard of silicone. I have yet to get one for myself. I do think that I will probably end up learning how to paint those two at some point after I have mastered the vinyl. And for how many babies I like in my collection, I start to notice that I start to feel like I have too many babies once I get like over 4, pretty much like 4 or 5. I'm like, okay, I can like dwindle this down. This is just, it's, you know, you spend a lot of money on these things, and then if you're not, you know, interacting with them enough, it's kind of like, oh, was that money like justified? You know what I mean? So 3 is good. I really like that. That's probably a really small collection for a lot of collectors out there. But for me right now, this is what is feeling good, is having 3 in my collection. 3 that I really, really like and that really inspire me as an artist. And would I ever get a child or a toddler? I think I would at some point. Right now, I'm not interested in it. But like I said, this is just a whole new journey, and the future is full of surprises. Who knows? So we'll see. So Tisha Moore, she says, did you consider acrylic paints when you started reborning? And why or why not? And I'm also going to pair this up with Missy from Kids to Cradles Nursery. She says, with all of the GHSP shortages, are you thinking about trying air dry paints? Air dry paints, I would consider using them, especially in the time of, you know, there's shortages happening. I am definitely open to that because it sounds great, you know. I think what I want to do is I kind of want to just learn how to do everything and figure out how to do it all. The reason I didn't start off the bat with air dry is because of Shaylin's course. Everything is just lined out with how to use the Genesis paints. But she does say, like, you know, I don't actually know what she says about it, but she kind of does touch on air dry. I think it's kind of like, she doesn't have like step-by-step videos showing you how to use it, but she said it's basically like the same thing. But just in order to, like, you know, be able to follow her step by step, I'm a very visual learner. I need to see her use like the products and everything, and then I would mimic that. I need to see like how much of each product and, like, I don't know, to just make sure that I'm doing everything right. So it's a lot easier for me to just go with what she had in the videos. But yes, but I would definitely be open to learning air dry paints in the future. And during these shortages, since I'm going so slow with my painting, I feel like it's not, I don't know if I'm going to go through all the paints that I have. So I'm not sweating it. I'm not like stressed or panicking. If I run out of my Genesis, that's fine. Then yeah, I can figure out how to use air dry at that point. So I'm not really worried about it. Tisha says that she is considering starting. Congratulations, Tisha. That would be awesome. And she says she's considering air dry due to more manageable fumes, and I totally concur. That's a great train of thought. Definitely whatever you can do to protect your health, I definitely support that. I think it's a great idea. Yes, and the big thing here, which you say, what advice do you have for a new artist? So this goes into what I was just about to say, and that is that, yeah, with the Genesis heat set paints, the fumes that are toxic, I think, are mostly what's created when you are baking your baby after you paint it in your new wave oven or whatever oven you're using. Do not use your house oven, the one that you cook food for your family in. Don't do that, because the fumes, the toxic particles are like in your oven, and every time you cook food, you're just gonna be cooking that into your food. Oh, it's so scary to think about, you guys. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it. And get one of those little separate ovens, like a new wave oven or whatever, and cook your baby outside, because I don't even trust doing it in a room of your house with the door shut and the window open. Like, I would not do that. To be as safe as possible, do it outside. I do mine outside. And you know, it gets freaking cold here. It's like super snowy. It's like negative 20 degrees here, and I will still run my new wave oven out on my porch in the winter, and I've had no problems. So just get yourself a separate little oven, new artist, and bake your babies outside if you're using Genesis heat set paints. Anything that I wish I had known, she wants to know. I can't really think of anything that I wish I had known, because so far everything's been going pretty good, and I don't have any regrets or wish I had done anything differently, so nothing to say there. Okay, Bunny Reborn Dolls wants to know if I can do a painting tutorial someday. And I would love to at some point if I master my own techniques and bring my own techniques forward, because since I am taking Shaylin's courses, I'm really careful not to disclose like too much information or to show anything that she's really trying to explain in her videos. So I don't want to just be like, I know it's kind of like the same process, you know, like once you figure it out, you figure it out, and like, I don't know, but Shaylin does have her own, you know, the particular brushes that she thinks are best, the paints that, and the combinations of them that she thinks are best, and her own little tiny techniques here and there she shares in her course. And if I'm using that, I'm not going to do a tutorial on those things, but I have been already exploring on my own and coming up with new things, and I do a lot of things that she doesn't even cover in her course. So yeah, I would love to do tutorials on things like that once I get it all down, you know, and I like really mastered it, then I would share it with the world. I think that would be fun. Oh yeah, I keep seeing a lot of people asking me how I came to the idea of making Reborn, so I'm glad I answered that question first. Bum bum. Bum bum. Oh, Tisha Moore. Bum bum. She also wants to know if I take my babies out. If not, why not? So for me, taking my babies out doesn't sound like fun really, because I have 2 young daughters, and you know, having to carry a car seat around was the bane of my existence. It is so heavy. It's not fun to lug a car seat around. Strollers, whatnot. I don't know, guys. That's not my idea of fun. And when I get to go places without my kids, I like to go and be free and not have my hands full. And, you know, I don't even like to carry a big purse. I just like, you know, I have like a tiny little purse and I'm good. I think it would be fun to take the babies out if I had, like, if I was doing a meetup, you know, with like Christina from the Reborn family or all my friends, you know, at the doll show. I think that'd be super fun. Like if we all went to Target or we all went like on a nice stroll somewhere, but in the meantime, me by myself, taking babies out, like it doesn't sound fun. You know what I mean? And what do my friends and family think of my hobby? Oh, sorry. I see you have a lot of questions here. What do my friends and family think of my hobby? So, who knows about my hobby? Okay, my family on my side knows about my hobby, and they're all really supportive, and my husband's like super, super supportive, even though like he thinks it's a little bit weird. My husband's just, you know, he's happy for me, and he's excited to see me succeed, and he's excited to see how excited I get over this and how much fun I have with it. And yeah, So he's a big supporter. My kids absolutely love it because they're into baby dolls and all that stuff. So it's really fun for them. And then my mom told me she's like so proud of me, which makes me really happy. And my sister, she's supportive. Is she, you know, purchased my first kit, the Cali kit, which was the first baby I ever painted. She purchased that kit for me. So yes. Oh, and then my friends, they're supportive of it. They're just like, they're impressed that I can do that. And like I showed them the pictures of the babies that I've done, and they're just like, whoa, what the heck, you know, like you did that. So yeah, so far I have great reactions from people. I haven't told my husband's side of the family yet because I'm pretty sure that they are just like really creeped out by reborns. But I know at some point I'm gonna tell him. I just haven't gotten to that time that just haven't gotten there yet. So we will. We'll get there. And she wants to know, what types of work have I done prior to my reborn business? She says she knows that I am a Reiki practitioner. So yes, I am a Reiki practitioner, but I'm not actually like, I don't have a business that does that. I am certified, but I'm not like actually practicing on people in exchange for money right now. I just do it as like a hobby. And my other things that I have done, entrepreneur-wise, is I am an Amazon reseller, and I also have my own conscious fitness brand where I've made some fitness bands. Actually, let me go get them. I'll show them to you. Okay, so what was I saying? I have a conscious fitness brand, and this is my logo for it. This is the product that I have for it. The product is kind of just, it's a thing on the side of what my intention was about this brand. This brand that I have is called Toned and Beautiful. And my goal with it was I wanted to inspire self-love. You guys know that I am big on self-love. And bringing about, you know, healthy transformation with your body, but starting here first and here first. So it's definitely like a mindful type of fitness. So in here we have fitness bands, and if you guys know what those are, they are these latex bands, but mine have these little affirmations on them. And you can see it says Toned and Beautiful. And there's my logo. And I have light, medium heavy, and extra heavy. And they all say something different on there. So this one says, be vibrant, toned and beautiful. And this one says, be fearless, toned and beautiful. And I had like a play on words, you know, whatever I was saying, whichever affirmation here, it's kind of like an affirmation, you know, it's not like I am fearless, it's like be fearless, like just be, you know what I mean? My mom kind of helped me come up with that idea because you just are, I don't know, like be fearless, toned and beautiful, you know, like play on words, like be fearless, toned and beautiful. And then this one said, I like this one, this one's my favorite. Be joyful, toned and beautiful. And then this one, be present, toned and beautiful. And this one's really important. This is like, you know, you gotta be present, you know? So yeah. So that's my product to, you know, support the mission of the brand, which is to bring about self-love and being mindful and being present and just being joyful and being vibrant, you know what I mean? Being fearless. Yeah, girl. Oh my gosh, I had to put Darren down because my arms are so tired today from working out that he's too heavy for me right now. So yeah, so I have my Conscious Fitness brand. You can find them on Facebook. There's an Instagram page for it. I'm not really active on there anymore. I've kind of gone silent with it. You can still purchase these though. They're on Amazon. I don't know if you guys are interested. They're on Amazon. Just search for Toned and Beautiful. So that's basically what I've been up to lately. And on top of reborning and doing my YouTube channel. Before that, like a long time ago, like, you know, back when I was pregnant and before I became a stay-at-home mom, I was a pizza delivery girl, and I did that for like so many different pizza places. I even did a general meal delivery, which went to all kinds of restaurants in like my city and surrounding cities, and I would deliver to like big events, and I would deliver to businesses, and it was a lot of fun. I made a lot of money doing that and a lot of tips. So I kind of always had a job being like delivering some kind of food. I just loved driving, and there was a freedom in that kind of a job. And then I also worked at Kohl's as a retail floor person. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Okay. Oh, and then her last question, how did you first discover Reborns? Melinda Newcomer, who's also an artist, you guys. You can find her on Instagram. Her nursery name is Precious Little Newcomers, and that's the cutest nursery name I've ever heard. That's a great, how'd you come up with that idea? I mean, that is so cute. She says, "Hi Jill, have you decided which baby you might try rooting on, and are you sticking to painted hair? I think I'm probably gonna root the next baby that I do. Well, actually, no. I don't know if I'm gonna root the giveaway baby. If the giveaway baby is the next baby I'm gonna do, okay, start over. I'm probably going to paint this next baby, giveaway baby's hair, and then the baby after that, I think I'm going to try rooting for the first time. I actually don't know if I'm going to keep painting June. I think I'm feeling uninspired to do her right now. Maybe if I change the kit up, I'll get inspired again. I think I'm kind of just waiting for this giveaway to, actually no, I don't know. I think if I switch up the kit, I might get inspired to paint on her. Also, my kids started school this last week, so it's been really busy around here. We're just finally starting to, you know, get into a new routine, and then it'll be easier for me to focus on these things. But I'm definitely wanting to root one of the next few babies that I make. I'm excited about that, actually. I'm really excited to do a rooted baby. Olivia Bernard would like to know, how do you afford some reborns knowing they're expensive? Okay, so the way that I do it, I don't really recommend, because I honestly am charging my dolls onto a credit card. So yeah, so that can get messy quick, you guys. I use a card called Klarna. It's like, you know, buy now, pay later type of thing. So you can do like 4 payments or 6 monthly payments. Yeah, you can do like 4 bi-weekly payments or 6 monthly payments, depending. But like I said, I wouldn't really recommend charging to a credit card, because can be messy and things add up quickly. But I've been able to manage doing pretty well with that so far, and it's the only way that I can afford all these babies. I can't afford them. I don't know if I can really afford them, you know? It's more like I can't, but somehow I pretend that I can. Starr Harper, hey baby, she wants to know, do you get help with your videos, or do you do them yourself, like putting them on your YouTube channel? Yes, I do everything by myself. I mean, it's pretty easy for me. I've got the hang of it. I've got a good routine with it. I use an app called Power Director to edit all my videos, and I record using my cell phone, so that's all easy. That's just on my phone that I do that. And I'll, like, you know, edit my video and then upload and record it, or not record it. I'll edit my video and then upload it the same night, and maybe I'll wake up a little bit early, and then I use PixArt, which is another app, for my thumbnails. And I'll have like the thumbnails and then the SEO optimization all done in the morning right before I go live. And I like that little routine because I like waking up and drinking my cup of coffee and perfecting my video for you guys. Yeah, so it's a good routine that I have so far. I use TubeBuddy. Is that what it's called? TubeBuddy. I think it's called TubeBuddy, for SEO. So definitely look into that, Starr, if you want help with getting your videos to rank. Honestly, I don't think that my channel would be doing as well if it wasn't for TubeBuddy. Okay, so definitely look into TubeBuddy. It's like, I think $20 a month for that, but it's totally worth it. And I think that's why my old YouTube channel, like my family channel, didn't do too good. I had that channel, you guys, for like 5 years, and I only ever had 800 subscribers, but I never SEO optimized any of that stuff. So I always wonder what like would have come of that channel if I did optimize it. So, oh, and I have a question for you guys. Oh my gosh, this is a long video. I have a question. My old channel, I have those vlogs, and they're not Reborn related at all whatsoever, but it's definitely, you know, like a way that you guys can get to know me a little more and a little bit more about my story. So if you guys are interested, I was thinking of uploading some of those old vlogs, and I would call them Vlogs from the Vault. And, you know, for you guys who think that's fun, let me know, and maybe I will do something like that. Sarahmaudepomerleau says, hi, just asking if it's hard to begin reborning, and I really love your video, by the way. Thank you, Sarah. I feel like the only reason that it can be hard to start reborning is because it can be a bit overwhelming. There's so much information out there. For me, it was overwhelming, and so I'm really happy that I was able to follow along with Shaylin Maxwell's A to Z Reborn course, because she literally had everything set up step by step and a whole list of materials, everything that I would need to get. So that made it easy for me to have everything so organized. But other than that, like, actually, once you have all your materials and you know what to do, you know, that part is going to be possible. Like, I think anyone can actually do the reborning and the painting and, you know, those steps. I think anyone can do it. But to be able to figure out the order in which all the steps happen can be overwhelming, and to have the dedication and the drive to actually make it all happen in the first place, that's the hard part. And that's what I've been saying to you guys this whole time. The hardest part of this is to just start. Okay, Anja MH1 says, what ages are your daughters? Do you plan to have more children? What did you study in college? Do you have an art background? Okay, so my children are 4, and my oldest daughter is almost 6. She'll be 6 next month. And I'm probably not going to have any more kids. At least that's what I feel right now, and I have felt for the last 4 years, is I am done. I don't want any more. Just because my family feels so complete as it is, and I'm finally getting to a point where I can do things like this, like be a reborn artist and have hobbies, you know. And when my children were so little, it was hard to really be able to do anything other than take care of them. So like back when I first discovered reborns, like going on 4 years ago, yeah, my second daughter was just a few months old, and I just knew it would be like impossible really for me to be able to get away and actually focus and put a lot of time and energy into something as big a project as starting reborning, because it is a big project. I mean, it's taking up like half my bedroom in here, and you know, it costs a good deal to invest in it. My capital into it was over $1,000. So but I mean, I also took a course by like a very prestigious artist, so you know, very thorough, and I know you could do it a lot cheaper. I know you can, but for me, I just went all in, baby, and I put it on a credit card, so I'm still paying it off. What did you study in college? I didn't really go to college. I did kind of start. I like went for one semester, and it wasn't for me because I didn't know what I wanted to do at that time in my life. And that's also back when I would say I was just like coming out of depression. I was pretty depressed my entire high school years. And so I really had no drive in me, no motivation. And I mean, I just scraped by graduating high school. Like, I ended up graduating through an independent studies program because I had depression so bad that I couldn't go to school. It was like too hard. So I graduated through an independent studies program, which basically let me go to school for like 1 hour a week. And I had like the easiest work. You know, they basically gave that to me just in order to help me get through it. You know what I mean? So I actually graduated a year early, I think, through that program. Like, honestly, they were just doing whatever they can to like get me out of there, you know, because I wasn't gonna make it, I don't think. But and I kind of hopped through several different schools. Okay, story time, I guess. First, I got sent to a community school, and those kids there were so crazy. These kids, you know, like, I was going to school with like the worst of the bad kids. Like, these kids were gangsters. These kids were, I don't even know. I mean, they would have outbursts in class, and they would just flip their desks over, and they would call the teacher the N-word, and like, these kids were so bad. I went to my principal and I was like, I don't belong here. I mean, I might have looked like I belonged there back in the day because I had a hot pink mohawk, but no, I was like, no, I'm not. I can't. I basically told him, I was like, I can't learn anything here because these kids are just so distracting in class. Like, no one wanted to learn there. No one cared about their work, and they just cared about being like little back talkers, and it was ridiculous. So I told him, I wrote a letter to the principal, and I was like, I can't learn here. I don't belong here. And so he sent me to a continuation school, which was a school that only went from like 8 to 12. I think probably the community school was like that too. But this one was like this school was a little bit more structured. It still had a bunch of like the misfit kids in there. I mean, I have some stories about like all the things that we did that we weren't supposed to be doing back there, back in those days. But you know, I still had classes. I had like 4 different classes that I would go to, and I don't know, but then I almost got kicked out of that school. So so my principal, I wrote him a rap song and I sang it to him so he wouldn't kick me out. And I'll sing it for you right now. Hey, Mr. Dowler, don't be sour. I want to stay here. I'll still drink my freaking beer, but I won't do it at school because you know I think you rule. So anyways, you can tell what kind of kid I was back then, right? So yeah, anyways, he let me stay because he thought it was clever, I guess. I don't know. But then I eventually did get kicked out of that school, and so then I went to my independent studies program, and that was the one that was only 1 hour a week, and I finally graduated, and I was so relieved that I actually graduated, that I made it out alive, you guys. School was hard for me back then, and I ran, because it was right behind my community, or my continuation school. I ran to my teacher, and I was like, I graduated, I did it. And he was so proud of me, you guys, because he was a good guy. He really wanted what was best for me. He cared about his students, and I remember when he was kicking me out, he was like really sad that he had to do it, because he felt really bad for me, you know, like it's really, I think it's hard when you see a kid who has like, I don't know, like you think this kid has so much potential, you know, and then I was just having such a hard time, but I graduated, and that's what counted, and he was so proud of me, and I was so proud of myself, and yeah, so, and then, you know, it took a couple of years, but I got out of my depression, and yeah, I like did at that time, I think I took like a year off of school once I graduated, and then I started thinking about going to college, and it wasn't like a university, it was like a community college in my hometown, and so I had signed up and like still didn't know which direction, like there was no real motivation there or like goal really, so yeah, I only stayed for like a semester, and whatever. I'm glad though. I'm happy about how everything turned out. Yeah, so that's a little story time about me, guys. I know, interesting, isn't it? Don't drink beer, guys. Stay in school. Ooh, Kevin Sutton 987 says, what are your thoughts on males in the reborn hobby? And when are you open for customs? I don't know when I'm gonna do customs. I don't have any plans to do customs yet, because I like to have full creativity right now while I'm learning, you know, so no idea about customs yet. And what do I think about males in the reborn community? I think that it is freaking awesome, and some of my best friends in the reborn community are dudes, and so I just love you guys. I think it's so cool that you're hanging out with us here. I know guys out there can be nurturing and like, you know, I just think it's beautiful. So I'm so happy that there are males in this industry, in this community, and I welcome you guys. I love you guys. It's so cool. So I think we're gonna start seeing a lot more of guys in the industry. I think it's awesome. So Christina from the Reborn family says, who is your favorite artist? My favorite artist? Man, I really don't know. I'm so impressed with Jacqueline Kramer's baby over here. I think that she might be my favorite right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Jacqueline Kramer. I mean, this baby really does look super real in person. It's like, her painting's like really subtle in person, like the way everything is blended, it looks so good. Here, let me just pick her up so I can show you. Come here, baby. Okay. Oh. Like, look at that, you know, like everything's like super blended, subtle. It just looks really, really realistic and really, really good. So I'm really impressed with how she did that. I would say that Martin here is my most realistic baby out of my collection. So yeah, Jacqueline Kramer is my favorite artist right now. Okay, a few people are asking what my favorite sculpt to paint is, and you guys, I actually haven't painted any sculpts from sculptors, like the hand sculpted kits. I haven't painted any of those yet. I've only done Reborn so far. I do have Elijah, and then what was that new baby, that crying baby that came out? Because I also pre-ordered her. I think it's Maria by, is it Sabrina Higgerton? I don't know. But I've got Elijah by Joanna Kazmarzak, and then Maria. And they're going to be the first sculpts that I have to paint. So I haven't actually painted any sculpts yet. But of all the sculpts I've seen, Elijah and Maria are like my favorites. And that's why I ordered them. And just out of kits in general, my favorite one that I have painted is probably... believe it or not, I think my favorite one to have painted so far is Emmy. I had so much fun with her. I loved how she turned out, especially because when I first started painting her, I was unsure. I thought that her frown, she kind of had like an expression on her face, and I thought it was going to be hard to paint her, and her lips, I thought it was going to be hard to paint her, but I ended up loving how she turned out, and just really appreciating her kit after that. So I would say Reborn Emmy is my favorite kit to have painted so far. Harry Bear 2020 wants to know, what is your dream baby and dream artist to paint it? So one of my dream babies that I really, really want to have is Reborn Brooklyn. I've been obsessed with this kit as much as I was obsessed with like Reborn Martin here and Darren. These three babies were on my original top 5 kits that I must have video. If you guys want to check it out, I'll link it. But Reborn Brooklyn, I have to have her, you guys, and I love her prototypes. Oh my gosh, I really want to have one of her prototypes. I would think that having a prototype by Jacqueline Kramer of Reborn Brooklyn would be so cute. I think that's the prototype. Hold on, let me look. Okay, so it looks like there are 2 prototypes from Jacqueline Kramer, and I think I like her second prototype more. So I would love to have a Reborn Brooklyn from Jacqueline Kramer, and also there's one by Bianca Frank that is super, super cute. So if I could have a Reborn Brooklyn by Bianca Frank or Jacqueline Kramer, I would be so happy. And it looks like a lot of you guys asked the same questions, so that's really awesome. A lot of you guys wanted to know what kit was my favorite to paint, how many kids I have, yada yada. And so the last question that I'm going to answer here, and thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I know this was a really long video, but it is, who's my favorite baby that I have owned? And you guys, honestly, I think that it's Clementine here, my Reborn Martin by Jacqueline Kramer. Because this baby is just so sweet. I love holding her. She's so cute. Last night was just holding her and just admiring her, how amazing she is. I mean, look at this baby. All the materials used to make her are like top-notch, high-quality materials, all the way down to her stuffing. It's like super, super soft. Her hair is super, super soft. Her hair is like really easy to keep, you know, nice and smooth, and it's not giving me a lot of problems. So I think she's my favorite. I also love my little Darren here. He's my second favorite. So yeah, those 2 are my favorite. And then my Skya over here by Alessia Vanger is my 3rd favorite. So it feels good to have a collection of babies that are like my most favorite babies. So I'm really satisfied with how my collection is right now. It feels really good. Alright, you guys, well, that was a lot of fun answering your questions. Remember to stick around for the giveaway. It will be here before you know it. Once we hit 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to open it up for all your entries. If you learned anything interesting about me today, comment below what you thought was fun to get to know about me. And if you guys want to see some vlogs from the vault, let me know. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!